Hello, entrepreneurs. My name is Bimal Shah. I'm on a mission to make pioneers out of entrepreneurs by helping you achieve your 3 year goal in 1 year that's tied to your 25-year vision and 5 year moonshot. I do it through weekly sprints and 90-day leaps. This is the Pioneers Academy podcast, and I'm on a mission to make a million pioneers. And I thought this podcast channel will help you achieve your 3 year goal and jump to the next level. I'm going to be showing lots of training and lots of great episodes, so join on this podcast and get all the training and resources you need to achieve your 3 year goal in 1 year and make yourself a pioneer. I wrote 13 books, Becoming a Pioneer, and you can get all those 13 books on Amazon. We're going to give away to every listener who listens on this podcast a $100 Amazon gift card so you can get all the books and learn how to become a pioneer.
Think about this. What if the next breakthrough in your business isn't a new hire, a new marketing tactic, or even a bigger budget, but simply choosing the right technology at the right time? Today, we're decoding that mystery. Welcome back to the Pioneers Academy podcast, where we make pioneers out of entrepreneurs. I'm your host, April, and today we're diving into a powerful episode titled Breakthrough in the Technology Use Clarity. And this topic is a big one because tech overwhelm is something nearly every entrepreneur faces. But when you finally understand which tools actually support your growth and which ones drain your energy, your entire business can shift. And joining us is someone who has helped thousands of entrepreneurs simplify, streamline, and scale with clarity. He's the creator of the Pioneers platform and the author of the 13 book series, including tools like the Tech Use Clarity tool. None other than Bimal Shah. Hi, Bimal, and welcome back.
Very much for April for having me here. Really excited about today's topic. This is something that we spend a lot of time getting confused or, hard to make decisions for many entrepreneurs. So today's episode will be very useful because it is something that everyone, has a hard time or has challenges with technology. So, really excited to dive through and provide direction and simple things that they can use to make the right decisions.
I'm so excited to learn all of this with you, Bimal. So let's get started and let's begin with a big picture question. Why is technology use clarity such a crucial factor for entrepreneurs right now? And how does choosing the right technology at the right stage help accelerate a business toward its bigger goals?
So today, technology, it has advanced so far. Innovation is there, and technology makes things easier. If you look back in life, 50 years, 100 years, 20 years, 10 years, technology has advanced so much. And if you're not making use of technology, you are spending a lot of time doing things that you don't need to do. Period. That is something that technology eliminates. So it is very essential to know, what technology you need, because not everyone needs the same technology. If your friend says, oh, this technology is great, or Zoho is great, or Salesforce is great, you should have it, doesn't mean that you should have it, because your situation is different than your friend who's an entrepreneur who's doing things. He might be having a bigger force, bigger team, require a lot more, whereas you might be a lean team working with a few people. So depending on what is in your situation. So this episode is designed to how to dissect and decide on what technology you need to look for, because that is the first question you need to answer. It's not, most of us get stuck in the question, is this technology good for me? It should be the reverse way. What technology is good for me?
Bimal, exactly.
Yeah, so there's a difference between those two questions. Is this technology good for me? Has already, identified in your mind a certain technology, and you're trying to dissect, will this fit in your situation? So you're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Versus what technology is good for me, is you're not looking at any specific technology. You're looking at what you need and then finding out if this technology, if something like this exists that matches your needs. So you're taking a reverse approach.
Thank you for breaking that down, Bimal. And I think what many listeners will appreciate is that the reminder that clarity comes before action. A lot
Yeah.
of entrepreneurs jump into tools because they feel pressure to keep up. And what you're saying helps remove that pressure. Um, Knowing why a tech choice matters seems to make the decision more strategic and not reactionary. So, thank you for reminding everyone about that. Now, you've developed the Tech Use Clarity tool, which gives business owners a structured way to evaluate their tech. What steps or frameworks can entrepreneur use, whether with your tool or others, to decide what to adopt, eliminate, or upgrade?
So this is a very simple tool, makes it very easy for you to use. You can go to the link bit.ly/tech use clarity. It's in the show notes below, and I'll walk you through some of the basic high level concept. So earlier I mentioned is, how to approach technology. Your approach is what matters. We approach technology, like normally is we look at a technology and say, is this good for me? You forget about looking at any technology. Look at what you're doing and say, is there a technology that exists what I need to get done for? So for example, you have activities that you do in your business, and you say, okay, these are my most time consuming activities that I need to eliminate from my day to day time. And is there technology that currently exists that will eliminate these activities that I am doing with my time? And if I can replace what I'm doing with some other activities that will make more money, then that technology is worth it because you can put dollars and cents to it. So, for example, if you're spending 12, 15 hours doing something, and if that time is freed up, and you can put that 12 to 15 hours in meeting with clients, doing sales, and you can make more money, then you say, okay, if I can do this, I'll make X amount of dollars. And if I'm making X amount of dollars more, I'm willing to invest, a tenth of it or, 20%, whatever that number is. And then you say, okay, is there a technology that fits within this budget that I can buy that will help me do this? So kind of very simply looking at, not looking at, different technology, trying to get confused, is this good for me or is this that good for me? And trying to compare different platforms is taking the reverse approach and knowing what you do and then looking out, is there something that matches what I need to get done?
That's really helpful, Bimal, and I really love that approach because it's not about adding more tools. It's helping them about choosing the tools that will give energy back for them and what will be um helpful for them with
Yep.
that tools. So thank you. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs worry about investing in tools that end up costing them more time than save. What benchmarks or filters can they use to determine if technology is truly worth the investment?
So one thing that whenever you have, so once you've made the decision to invest, so so first thing is making the right decision to invest in technology, which is I showed you the approach. You can use the tool, you can go to the link, it will help you make the decision. Now that you've made the decision to invest in that technology, that platform, the next thing you have to do is not to worry about using everything in that technology. Because this is where we get, oh, I'm paying this money for this technology, but I'm only using 20% of it, 30% of it, 50%. I'm not using it, to the level that it has all these other gadgets and widgets and tools and resources, and I'm only using X. It is not what you're using, the percentage, it is what you get out of it by using what you use. So you look at a few things that if I use this portion of the technology, it will give me the highest return on what I'm paying for the technology, as a multiple, or it will free up my time here that will give me a highest return. And if you're getting that and it is worth the investment, you don't have to use everything. A technology comes with many gadgets, many tools, many things that, but you don't have to use everything. You just have to use that, that gives you the most leverage and gives you the most return on the investment. It could be just a simple thing. It could be one thing out of 100 things in that technology that you're using, and you may not be using 99% of it, but that 1% that you're using gives you 3 to 5 times of what you're paying in that technology. It's well worth it.
Exactly, Bimal. And instead of them thinking everyone else is using this tool like 100%, so I should too. instead of thinking about that, they have to look at the objective results on that. And, using clear benchmark brings the decision back to what works for your business. So thank you for that. That's such a practical way to think about it. Now, you often highlight how aligning technology decisions with grants, incentives, or ongoing learning get multiple results. Can you share how pairing those things together increases the impact?
You have different platforms, and when you look at different platforms, and you look at the usage of it, you look at, the results. Yeah, so it's results what's make money. So you first of all, think about what results do you want to accomplish from this platform. And then initially, every technology has a learning curve, but many a times we spend so much time in the learning curve that you learn so many things and you don't need to apply in your business. So you only learn the things that you need to apply. And with many platforms today, they do offer, 24/7 chat support, this, that. So you learn as you go on what you need to learn. So as you grow, as your business grows, as your needs grow, you need to learn different things. You don't have to learn everything at a go. But the first and fundamental fact, which I shared earlier, is okay, I need to do this with this technology that will give me X in my business or will free up X amount of time. So you're either looking at time or you're looking at money. How much amount of time will be freed up for you? What amount of activities will be eliminated? And what can you replace it with that will give you more money? And based on that, you can integrate different platforms. Based on that, you can look at, different things and impact of what the end result would be.
That's such a valuable perspective, Vimal. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize that resources exist that can remove financial strain or even help them learn faster, like combining tech with funding or the education, because it really works. It does make growth and it is more accessible, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, entrepreneurs are flooded with information, but curated resources like books, grants, and toolkits. It can make things easier. How can listeners use this type of resources to continually refine their tech strategy as they scale?
So, book number 6 in my entire book series, book 1 to 13, I have listed every single technology that exists out there and what is the key most profitable activity that you can do from that technology. So, so I earlier shared that, instead of looking, is this technology good for me? You find out what technology exists that will do for this for me. That book will help you. So take book number 6, use the $100 Amazon gift card, grab that and say, okay, this technology will do this for me. And it gives the cost and everything. So you can immediately evaluate time, money, profitability, activity, all of those things in a heartbeat. You don't even need, bigger tools or resources. It's just, okay, this is the most important thing that it will do. This is the most profitable thing it will do for you. And if that is what you're looking for, then that's the technology for you. So grab that. That's a great resource. If you scan the QR code, you will get access to grants and other resources. I'm also building a software I've shared in earlier podcasts that, you know, consultants and coaches who would like, they will be having access to the software in the future that will allow them to get grants on their own. So lots of resources, for grants. You can scan it and see how much grant you qualify for, and you will get an email saying, okay, you will qualify for X number of grants. Here's the next step. So lots of tools and resources. And book number 7 through 9, walk through certain specifics on what concept, what mindset, what structure you need to use with what technology so that you're using that technology to its best level.
So much for this book resources that you've mentioned, Bimal, books number 6, 7 to 9. These resources, I believe, will help our entrepreneurs and listeners onto their step by step that will align their objective and will constantly um, think of what's best for them instead of starting all over again. helping them eliminate and choose what's right for them. Thank you for that, Bimal. You've authored the 13 book Becoming a Pioneers book series. So um, let's just remind them on how are they going to get access in that.
Sure. So I'm offering $100 Amazon gift card, so you can scan the QR code or you can click on the show link on the show notes below to access the $100 Amazon gift card. You'll get access to all the books. And I can tell you this, that you grab all the books and those books are referenced and they become your books because they ask very great questions and specific questions in each area. So you can go back to any book at any time and just even read one page or one paragraph, and you will see a transformation in you and your business or your thinking or your mindset. So it's not like you have to read the whole book. So that's why the entire 13 book series is very valuable, which is why I'm offering, the $100 Amazon gift card for you. So grab that and make yourself a pioneer. Hello, pioneers and entrepreneurs. My name is Bimal Shah. I'm on a mission to make pioneers out of entrepreneurs by helping you achieve your 3-year goal in 1 year that is tied to your 25-year vision and 5-year moonshot. I do it through 90-day leaps and weekly sprints and through my own proprietary 4-leap system. I've also written 13 books, the Becoming a Pioneer series. I've founded the Pioneers Academy, the Pioneers Platform, and several resources that help you on several different platforms: the Thrive platform, Transform platform, and Transcend platform. So these are resources and tools that I built for you to double your business in a year and scale exponentially and become the only one in your business.